Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishwaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shri Meda Dakshinamurti Swamine Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaste once again, everyone.
Namaste, Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om, Hari Om. Ukta sadhana sampannaha tattva jignasuratmanaha Upasidet gurum pragyam yasmad bandha vimokshanam. This is the sloka we are seeing, 18th sloka. So Shankaracharya says that after gaining the necessary qualifications in the form of sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, such an eligible student should enter Jnana Yoga by going towards a Guru, approaching a Guru. So from this sloka onwards, we are going to talk about a teacher. Approaching a teacher, qualifications of a teacher, all that will now, few slokas, we will be discussing that. We have already discussed about the student. Now we will talk about the teacher. So one should, a qualified student should approach a teacher for learning Jnana Yoga. That is going to be talked about. We must understand one thing. The spiritual journey, the journey towards moksha, it's a process of internal conversion which has 3 stages. First, I am the seeker of liberation, but I do not know what gives liberation. I just got this. See, I just want to be free. I want to be liberated. At that stage, I am called a mumukshu. We saw in sadhana chatushtaya sampatti mumukshutvam, one of the qualifications required for a spiritual seeker. So at that stage, that seeker is called a mumukshu. Then in the next stage, from exposure to Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and many of the Prakarana Granthas, I come to know that self-knowledge alone gives liberation. So, from a seeker of moksha, I become a seeker of self-knowledge. Because I understand, even though I have still not got the self-knowledge, but I know that what I am seeking in my life, I will be able to gain that if I have self-knowledge. At that stage, I am called a jignasu. So this first conversion, mumukshu to jignasu, is very important. And if you actually look at your own experience, you will find that when you started probably a year ago, 2 years ago in our classes, from Tattva Bodha onwards, we have been, there are some students continuously be attending all the classes, right? From even when I started, introduction to Vedanta classes, they were very broadly indicating, what Vedanta is all about. Right from that time, there are students who are attending these classes. They have already undergone this transformation from a mumukshu to a jigyasu. It's a very important stage. One cannot gain liberation by remaining a mumukshu alone. Oh, I want freedom, but you don't do anything about it. You don't even try to find out what will. It's just like, somebody wants to pass the NEET examination, wants to get medical admission, rather, wants to become a doctor. Let us start from that. I want to become a doctor. Merely a desire to become a doctor will not make you a doctor, isn't it? You will have to first find out what are all the things that I need to do. I need to learn. I need to practice. I need to pursue to becoming a doctor. So in that, there must be certain subjects that you may have to take in the school and in your college, in your undergraduate course. Then there will be an entrance examination like this NEET, etc., which you will have to appear and then get score high and all that. So all these things one needs to do. Therefore, this mumukshu to jignasu is a very important stage in the spiritual pursuit. There are many people who have heard this, who are seekers of liberation, who are mumukshus. They may also have heard that self-knowledge will give liberation. Scriptural study will give liberation. But they may not know how to go about that. That self-knowledge has to be gained by scriptural study under a qualified guru. The combination of these two, scriptural study and a qualified guru, is very, very necessary for self-knowledge. Many people may not know that. So what they will do, they say, okay, scriptural study, I will go to internet and search everything about Brahman and things like whatever they have heard. I will study the Upanishads on my own. I will get so many books are available. Why should I go to a guru and then do seva to him and all that? It is below my dignity. I have been a CEO of an organization. I have been heading an organization with 1,000 people. Why should I go to some guru, some sannyasi, and then bow before him, prostrate before him, do seva to him, all those things? Why should I do that? I know I am very intelligent, intellectually capable. I will study and learn myself. You will never ever get any knowledge by this approach. So what they may do, they may have heard that Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says that question yourself, sit in a quiet place and ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? Oh, okay, that is the sadhana I should do. Sitting in some place, they will go sit quietly and ponder, ask themselves, who am I? Who am I? And this will go on endlessly for days, months, and even years. Puja Swamiji says, you can keep on asking yourself, and if you happen to ask this question loudly, you will get the answer, you are a fool. Or you may get the answer from the kitchen, you are a confirmed fool, you are whiling away your time, get up and do something useful for the household. Only that answer will come if you ask yourself, who am I? One should contemplate. One should ask this question, who am I? There is nothing wrong with the question. But to seek an answer to that question, you cannot sit in meditation and seek an answer. You must approach those sources from where you will get the answer. So once the Jigyasu stage is reached, it needs to be converted into what we call a Shushrusha stage. Again, a very important stage. Shushrusha means what? I am the seeker of scriptural study under a guru, seeker of liberation, seeker of scriptural knowledge by studying under a guru. Therefore, mumukshu to jigyasu to shushrushu. This internal conversion is very important. Otherwise, I will continue to grope in darkness. Therefore, Shankaracharya says all these three-stage conversions have taken place. Tattva jignasuhu atmanaha. This mumukshu has become a jignasu, means a desirer of knowledge. Jnatum ichuhu. Jignasuhu is derived as jnatum ichuhu. Ichuhu means desirer, or one who desires. Jnatum, to know, to learn. And what is the knowledge? Atma tattvam. Atmanaha tattvam, he says. The self-knowledge, the reality of the self. Desirer of real nature. My superficial nature I know. That autobiography is there in our Aadhaar card, etc., isn't it? PAN card, everything. We keep on presenting it, KYC and all that. So here, Atmanaha means not the superficial nature, but one's own real nature. Tattva jignasuhu Atmanaha means desirer of knowing his real spiritual nature, which he does not know now. And he wants to know that. And for that, what should he do? Upasidet gurum pragyam. So he has become a Sushrushu. Sushrusha, the word, is generally used in the meaning of service. You know, Sushrusha, Seva, service. But actually speaking, from a language, Sanskrit language point of view, the real etymological meaning of the word Sushrusha is, how it is derived, Srotum Icha Sushrusha. Desire to listen. Listen to Vedanta from a guru is called Sushrusha. Listening to Vedanta as such or Vedas as such is called Shravanam. But listening to Vedanta from a guru or even Veda mantras from a guru, that is called Shushrusha. And for listening, what I should do? First, I must serve the guru. I must have a lot of reverence for the guru. It is just like we order, in Amazon and all that, whatever we want. First, you have to pay. And then only they will be dispatched. So, first you have to actually do, as guru is not interested in money, right? For guru, what he himself will be living on a bhiksha. All that the guru wants is, I have certain knowledge. For eligible people, I am prepared to impart that knowledge. So Guru will not just give out this knowledge for all Tom, Dick and Harry. If somebody comes to a Guru with a very high, egoistic attitude, I am so and so and so kind of a thing, a Guru will not entertain him. He may speak to him very nicely. He may offer him coffee, tea and all that, whatever. Of course, these days Gurus are in ashram, so they can afford to do that. Otherwise, typically a sannyasi Guru will not have anything to offer also. He may at best give some fruit or something which some devotees might have given him. So, to serve that Guru, because a Guru will actually evaluate the preparedness of a potential student only by his attitude towards service. Because the moment you actually have an attitude of service, that means, that indicates that your ego is actually diluted to a large extent. And that is why, in our even day-to-day transactions, we find it very difficult to serve others. We find it difficult to serve our parents. We become irritated. Why? Because that ego is driving you. So, for Vedanta, the very first qualification, if at all we can say, apart from all that we have studied, is can you actually manage to dilute your ego and serve a guru whom you have never met. First time you are meeting a guru. And seva to the guru could be so many things: cooking for him, cleaning his kutia where he stays. And in fact, if it happens to be a big ashram like where I studied, every day 1.5 to 2 hours one has to devote to doing this service to keep the ashram, clean and going. So all the students will be given different activities. Gardening is there, library service is there, temple service is there, even cleaning the kutia of Pujya Swamiji, cooking for Pujya Swamiji, keeping the dining hall clean. Sometimes you are even asked to assist the kitchen, the cooks and all that, because if there is a big function, we are expecting thousands of people to come, like Guru Purnima or Guru Perchi and all that. In Coimbatore Anakatti Ashram, we will have something like 800 to 1,000 people attending that, and everybody has to be given prasada, Mahaprasada. It has to be cooked. So that time, the cooks and all will require help. So students will actually, provide that temporary help, cutting vegetables or whatever it is, kitchen activity. So Guru Sushrusha, if it is an individual Guru, it may take the form of personal help, personal service to the Guru. If it is an ashram, there are so many activities that a student will require to perform. It's compulsory. If somebody is reluctant to perform these duties, the Guru will call them and tell them that I think you should work more outside before you gain more qualification, then come back for learning. They will be very politely eased out of the course. And that's why the selection process, even for getting admission to the long-term course in Aavignidhi, is a very rigorous process. I underwent 3 sets of interviews, 3 different Swamijis. And every student, not only me, all students who were admitted in our batch, they were all subject to 3 interviews. After that, out of 110 or odd people who had applied, some 55 or 60 people were given admission. That's the process. So service to the teacher is first a compulsory thing. After that, one should ask for knowledge. So what has happened is, even though the word Sushrusha means Shrotumicha, desire to listen, since service of the teacher is a part of listening, Sushrusha is generally used in the secondary meaning of service. That much we must understand. Otherwise, whenever we use the word Sushrusha in the meaning of service, it is only secondary meaning. The primary meaning is to listen, desire to listen. Shrotum Icha. The one who is interested in the study of scriptures. And how is Shravanam defined? Because there are two words. One is Shravanam, another is Shushrusha, right? And Swami Paramathanandaji gives a very beautiful definition for Shravanam. Shravanam is consistent and systematic study of Vedantic scriptures for a length of time under the guidance of a competent spiritual guide. Shravanam requires time. It's not a crash program. A crash program will crash immediately. Shravanam involves long period of study. In fact, Chandogya Upanishad, there is a anecdote. Indra, the Devata Indra gets to study from Prajapati, Brahma himself, Brahmaji himself. And his study consists of 4 stages. Each time, Indra serves the Guru in the ashrama. You know for how long? Prajapati says, Dvatrigum Shatam Varshani. 32 years you serve me, then I will teach you. Because the teaching has to start, as we saw in Tattva Bodha. Those students, Tattva Bodha students who are here, they will remember. The entire universe, first you have to understand the nature of this universe. Before coming to the nature of your own self, first understand the nature of the universe. And there we saw, universe can be divided into 3 categories, Vishwa, Taijasa and Prajna. And finally, you come to the knowledge of the self, Atma Vidya or Atma Jnana. So, Dvatrigum Shatam Varshani, every stage, 32 years for Vishwa, 32 years for Taijasa, next 32 years for Prajna, finally 4th time, 5 years, totally 101 years he serves the Guru. So the Upanishad says, Tan eka shatam sampeduhu etadhya. I don't remember that mantra offhand. Let me try to read it again. Tan ekashatam sampedure tadya dahure kashatam avai varshani Magavan Prajapatau Brahmacharyam Uvasa. That doesn't matter. I mean, we are not very much interested in mantra. But this mantra is there, the Chandogya Upanishad, which shows Ekashatam, 101 years he served. So, service and learning takes time. Therefore, Sankaracharya says, Upasidet Gurum Prajna. He should approach the Guru. In fact, if you recall, in the 6th verse itself, Shankaracharya, while introducing this whole topic of Vivekachudamani, he mentioned Gurum Samasadya Daya Sindhum Vicharah Kartavyaha. If you recall, 6th verse, he has used these words. The same thing he is now expanding, rather. He is elaborating. Because knowledge has to be gained, scriptures have to be studied only with the help of a guru. There is no two opinion about that with any of the gurus. Without a guru, even if we study, first of all, it will not be efficacious. Secondly, we will not be able to get answers to hundreds of questions that may arise in our mind due to our study. Therefore, we require a guru. And what type of a guru? He says prajna. Prajna, we have to carefully understand. So as I said, in Tattvabodha, we learned Vishwa is the waker, Taijasa is the dreamer, Prajna is the sleeper, deep sleeper. So Prajna Guru here does not mean go to a sleeping guru. So in this context, you have to be very careful while studying Vedanta scripture. What is the meaning of the word we should take in the context in which it is stated? That one must know very well, and that can be told to us, or that knowledge can be given only by a qualified guru. If we look at the dictionary, we will not get what is the meaning of prajna. So in this context, prajna does not mean a sleeper or a sleeping one. Here prajna means an enlightened and a wise guru. Prakarshena janati iti prajna. Prajna eva prajna. So prajna means an enlightened wise guru. Upasidet. Upasidet should approach. Approach for what purpose? Yasmat bandha vimokshanam. You can go to a jnani for various other purposes, like for solving family problems and all. Many people come to sannyasis, to acharyas, with their personal problems, for some advice, for some guidance. But here, as a spiritual seeker, you must approach the guru for knowledge, for liberation, bandha vimokshanam. So here what Adi Shankara is indicating is, don't use a jnani for any other purpose. Here his real use is for gaining knowledge. Therefore, yasmat, because of which guru, bandha vimokshanam, one will be able to drop all the shackles of samsara. Shackles in the form of the body, mind, sense complex, in the form of panchakosha complex. Those shackles can be dropped and one can get freed, liberated. But that is possible only by exposing to systematic teaching. And since this sloka talks about bandha vimokshanam or moksha, Swami Paramarthanandaji, he touches upon another interesting sloka, which is sloka number 31 in the original Vivekachudamani text, which is not included in our selection of 108 verses. Swamiji says that there are so many beautiful slokas in Vivekachudamani. But because Puja Swamiji had asked him to select 108 slokas only for the purposes of the course that Puja Swamiji conducted in Rishikesh long ago. So Swami Paramarthanandaji was forced to not include the other nice slokas which are there. But he says that this one sloka in the context of this Bandha Vimokshanam, he talks about that, and I will share what I have gained from him on this. And in that sloka, that 31st sloka, Shankaracharya talks about bhakti. Well, this is one question which constantly is there amongst the Vedanta students. So, it will be useful for us to briefly understand that sloka. Because bhakti can be said to be the substratum of all three, karma yoga, upasana yoga, and jnana yoga. We have talked about these three yogas, isn't it, in the last class? Bhakti is not some separate yoga. Many people think bhakti is a separate yoga. So we must understand what bhakti exactly is. In the shloka, Shankaracharya says, Moksha karana samagryam bhaktireva gariyase swaswarupanu bhaktiritya-bhidhiyate. He defines what is bhakti. Among the various spiritual disciplines, one great discipline is bhakti, he says. Moksha karana samagryam bhaktireva gariyasi. There is a confusion, as I said, in the minds of many people that there is something called bhakti yoga, which is a path, which is one of the paths to moksha. They talk of four paths. Four paths to moksha: karma yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga, jnana yoga. Which is not found in any Upanishads, even in Bhagavad Gita. In fact, Bhagavad Gita has got a chapter called Bhakti Yoga. People think, oh, that is talking about Bhakti Yoga. In Bhagavad Gita, the word yoga is used in the meaning of chapter or topic. So Bhakti Yoga is cannot be compared with Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga, etc. There, yoga is a sadhana. Here, it's in Bhagavad Gita. Every chapter has a name with yoga added to that. Means topic. Because the word yoga again has got many meanings. One of the meaning is a chapter or a topic. In Bhagavad Gita, all 18 chapters are called yoga topics. And because of all these things, many people have misunderstood the Bhagavad Gita and they have created a lot of confusion in understanding. And in fact, they say Bhagavad Gita talks about four yoga, four paths to moksha. And interestingly, Shankaracharya says here, bhakti is gariyasi. Gariyasi means a superior sadhana, superior to all others. And when they read this, they quote this also. Shankaracharya himself says, bhakti is superior to all other sadhanas. And this creates more confusion. And Shankaracharya realizes that. Therefore, he hastens to add in the second line of the sloka what he means by bhakti. He says, the definition of bhakti is self-inquiry. Swaswarupa anusandhanam bhakti iti abhidhiyate. So he closes all discussions on what is bhakti. Bhakti is nothing but seeking self-knowledge. Swaswarupa anusandhanam, inquiry into the self. real nature of the self. So therefore, if we have to actually understand the word bhakti completely, bhakti has got three meanings depending upon the level of the student. As we have already discussed, adhikaritvam, manda adhikari, madhyama adhikari, and uttama adhikari. So depending upon the level of the student, bhakti takes different meanings. At karma yoga level, bhakti means looking upon the world as God and serving the world. That is Ishwararpana Buddhi, looking upon the world as Ishwara. In Upasana Yoga, bhakti means meditating upon God in the form of the very universe itself. Vishwarupa Upasana. In Jnana Yoga context, bhakti means self-inquiry. Therefore, bhakti includes Karma Yoga, includes Upasana Yoga, includes Jnana Yoga. Bhakti includes all three yogas. All three are bhaktas only. People who are practicing either Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, or Jnana Yoga are bhaktas only. That is Shankaracharya's message. Elsewhere, even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna talks about 4 types of bhaktas. He says, Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritinarjuna arto jigyasurartarti yani cha bharatarshava. He says there are 4 types of bhaktas are there. Artha bhakta hai, artarti bhakta hai, jigyasu bhakta hai, and jnani bhakta hai. Artha bhakta are those who remember God when they are in distress or in a crisis. Oh God, please save me from this problem. Throughout their life, they will never remember God. As long as they are happy, they will, oh, I have done it and all that. I am capable of doing anything. Once they get a big problem, suddenly devotion comes from nowhere. They appoint Bhagavan as their crisis manager. They are called Artha Bhaktas. Second one is Artharthi Bhakta. They will go to the temple, they will do prayer and all. For what purpose? Getting more money, more wealth, more profit in the business. Give me, Bhagavan, give me. And it is because of the profusion of this Artharthi Bhaktas, we have got all these kind of festivals like what is that Akshaya Tritiya. In Diwali, they will do Lakshmi Puja. These Artharthi Bhaktis are very favorite. They believe that if they do Lakshmi Puja, they will get lot of money. So they are desirous of wealth, profit, position, etc. Then Jigyasu Bhakta are those who are interested in knowing more about God. As we have already seen, Jigyasu means Yatum Icha, learning, knowing more. What is this God? What is this world? Who am I? All these are all Jigyasu stage. And their aim is, because Puranas tell that after death you will go and, if you have enough punya, you will go and merge with God and all that. So these Jigyasu Bhartas, they start off with a desire to attaining God himself. For them, God is the goal, not a means. Therefore, God is very dear. And the fourth is Jnani Bhaktas. Means those who have discovered that the Lord is not away from them. who have gained self-knowledge, assimilated that knowledge, and who abide in that knowledge. And what is that knowledge? That there is no distance between them and God. There is no distance between the microcosm and macrocosm. They abide in the understanding, Aham Brahmasmi. And Krishna calls all four of them as bhaktas or devotees. Therefore, whatever it is, whatever sadhanas they are, bhakti is the very substratum of all the sadhanas. Consequently, bhakti cannot be isolated as a separate sadhana. And normally the word bhakti is simply translated as reverential attitude. And this reverential attitude should run in and through all spiritual and religious pursuits, even non-spiritual pursuits also, non-religious pursuits. Every pursuit, every interaction that we have with the world should be done with a reverential attitude. Everything around us is God's creation. We must be able to see God in everything. Whether it is a mosquito, a cockroach, a lizard, we should be able to see God in everything. Anyway, this was an aside discussion. Interesting sloka which Paramathananda ji shared, so I thought I will share it with you. We will now revert to our text. So here he says, what are the internal conversions that needs to take place? And eventually, a seeker should approach a guru for knowing the secret of dropping the shackles, getting freedom, getting liberation from samsara. So the next sloka has got 3 lines. Disturbance coming. Somebody is unmuted. I request them to please mute. Okay. So as I said, there are 3 lines in the next sloka. So we will divide it into 2 halves. Because the first 2 lines are from the original sloka number 34. And the third line is from the original sloka number 35. They have been put together for a purpose. We will know the purpose because they talk about the same subject. So we will first read the full sloka and then go and see the explanation. Shrotriyo vrijino kamahataha Shrotriyo vrijino kamahato yo brahma vittamaha Brahmanyuparatah shantah nirindhana ivanalah ahetukadaya sindhu bandhuranamatam satam. So we in our compilation it is sloka number 19. But as I said, original text it is sloka 34 and the first line of sloka 35. So the Anvaya of this is Yah Shrotriyah Avrijinah Akamatah Brahmavittamah Brahmani Uparatah Shantah Nirindana Iva Analah Ahetuka Daya Sindhu Satam Anamatam Bandhuhu. Full description of a guru. Who is a guru? Shankaracharya uses so many adjectives for explaining who is a guru. Who is a guru? Yaha, the one who. Shrotriyaha, one who has studied the Shastras. Avrijinaha, one who does not have papa. Akamataha, who is not afflicted by desires. Brahmavittamaha, the one who knows Brahman. Brahmani, in the knowledge of Brahman. Uparataha, whose mind is resolved. Shantaha, calm, tranquil. Nirindana iva, like with no more fuel. Analaha, the fire. Ahetuka daya sindhuhu, an ocean of compassion with no motive whatsoever. Satam, of the seekers. Anamatam, who salute him with appreciation. Bandhuhu is a helpful friend. This is the full description of who a guru is. So these are the qualifications of a guru, you can call it. First expression is Shrotriyaha, Avrijinaha, Akamataha. In fact, these three words Adi Shankara borrows from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Shrotriyo Vrijino Kamahataha. These are from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which talks about Guru. And in Mundaka Upanishad, I think we have seen it in earlier context also. There's a famous expression of who a guru is. Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. So, Shrotriyam is common to Mundaka Upanishad and Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. But Brahmanishtam is replaced by here Brahmavittamah. So here also Shrotriya he has actually borrowed from these two Upanishads. And Brahmanishtam he has replaced it Brahmavittamah. And Acharya introduces two additional qualifications. Avrijinaha and Akamataha. So Shrotriya means the one who has studied the Vedantic scriptures from a guru. Literally, Shrotriya means one who has studied the Veda. Shrotriya chandaha adhite iti Shrotriya. One who has studied the Veda well. In this context, it is a person who has studied the Vedantic scriptures, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, in fact, the Prasthana Trayam, which we discussed in the initial classes, under a guru. And that is important because then only it is in conformity with the methodology of teaching, specially designed in the Upanishads. In fact, I think in some context I have mentioned about so many prakriyas which are used in the Upanishads to impart knowledge. In that Adhyaropa Apavada method is one of the very important prakriya. And this Adhyaropa Apavada is found in the Upanishads. This prakriya is, we will not go into the prakriya, it will be very at a higher, next level when we come later, we will talk about it. So the guru has to know all these prakriyas, especially this Adhyaropa Apavadabhyam prakriya. He should know this. Then only he will be able to teach what is the nature of Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara and establish the connection between these three. That is what is Vedanta and Upanishad is all about. So the methodology has to be known by the guru. Only then he can convey the teaching to his disciple. How can he do that? If he learns from a guru, His guru will teach him what these prakriyas are, and so he will know the methodology of teaching. Shrotriyam is the qualification for communication. Knowledge, having knowledge is one thing, communication is quite another. Many people may know, but they cannot communicate. Pujya Swamiji says, there are many mystic people who have got spiritual knowledge even without a guru, because of Purva Janma Karma rather. They would have carried forward the spiritual knowledge from their previous birth. So in this birth, they did not require a guru to learn whatever was left out rather. Those mystic people will be great jnanis. But since they don't have a guru, that is guru in the parampara, they have not learned the method of communication, they will be poor communicators. We can worship them, we can revere them, we can do puja to them, but we can never approach those mystics as our guru, because we will get only confusion, not knowledge. Knowledge is important. Communication skill is also important, especially for a guru. Even to become a school teacher, they say one should have done B.Ed, M.Ed degree and all that, isn't it? They insist on those degrees because that person alone knows the method of teaching. He has undergone coaching, training for how to teach in these courses, B.Ed, M.Ed courses, etc. So a Vedantic B.Ed or M.Ed degree holder is a Shrotriya. So he should have the communication skill. And next word is Brahma Vittamaha. Means he should have knowledge. Suppose I don't have knowledge but have good communication skill, I will effectively communicate my ignorance and confusion, isn't it? Communication skill without knowledge is dangerous. Knowledge without communication is useless. Because we must have attended many talks, very interesting talks, very humorous talks, etc. But we will say in the end, oh, the talk was fantastic. And somebody asks, what did he say? Only that I didn't understand what he wanted to say. We will know that our guru is a jnani, very erudite scholar. But we won't know what he is trying to communicate. So being Brahma Vittamaha alone is not enough. Both knowledge and communication skills are important for a guru. Kalidasa says in one of his works, Klishta Kriya Kasyajit Atma Samstha Sankrantirantasya Vishesha Yukta Yasyo Bhayam Sadhuna Shikshakanam Dhuri Pratishtapayitavya Eva. He says there are some teachers with profound knowledge, while some have the skill of imparting knowledge. Yasya Ubhayam Sadhu Sakshikshakanam Dhuri. The one who is the best teacher, he has got both knowledge as well as skills of teaching. Therefore, only that person who has got both knowledge and communication skill will be able to teach. Therefore, a guru must be both Shrotriya, Brahma Vittamaha or Brahma Nishtaha. What is the next qualification? Avrijinaha. Means one whose lifestyle and behavior fits in accordance with dharma. Vedic lifestyle or Vedic Dharma lifestyle. One who does not have any adharmic activities or behavior. One who is a dharmic person. And this is very important because many people think that a Vedantic person is one who dismisses the world as unreal and therefore he doesn't care for dharmic values. Such criticism are actually leveled against Vedanta practitioners. This is a very big misconception. Brahmadaranyaka Upanishad says whether you are a Vedantin or not, dharma is a fundamental quality, a faculty required to be a human being. Otherwise, one will be a Prakrita Purusha, an animal man. If I have to be a man, I should know dharma. That's why Swami Chinmayananda talks about animal man, and God man. Three types of men. Animal man doesn't bother for dharma. In fact, he will be more or less doing all adharmic activities. He will never evaluate what I am doing, whether it is beneficial for me in the long run or beneficial for the society. A man is a dharmic man. His actions will be very measured. He will think before acting. He will not go against the dharmic injunctions. He may be materialistic or a spiritual person, he will still follow dharma. And the person who has actually realized God, in the sense of who has gained self-knowledge, is a God man. And as far as moksha is concerned, Veda never says all people should pursue moksha. No. Veda says, if you are hungry for moksha, if you are a mumukshu, I will show you the path. Just as a mother will give food only to that baby which is hungry, mother will just go on, if you feed a baby which is not hungry, it will lead to indigestion and sickness. So moksha pursuit requires spiritual hunger. In fact, Veda puts a condition. Pursue moksha if you have hunger, otherwise wait. Hunger will come to you either in this janma or next janma and one of the future janmas. Then you can study Vedanta. Therefore, Vedanta pursuit is conditional. Dharma pursuit is unconditional. As long as you are born as a human being, even if I am the greatest jnani, I have to follow dharma. And this is a very, very important message that we should remember. Therefore, a guru also has to be dharmic, avrijinaha. Vrijinam means papam or adharma. Avrijinaha means dharmic. But then what happens is, as you go through this process of moksha pursuit, well, as even you become a jnani, you become spontaneously dharmic rather. Because as a sadhaka in karma yoga, upasana yoga, etc., one has diligently followed a dharmic way of life and he has continued during jnana yoga also. Therefore, living a dharmic life becomes his second nature. It's like getting up at a particular time, morning 4:30 or 5 o'clock. If we have practiced this, after some time, we don't require the alarm clock. Automatically, we wake up even if it is a holiday or Sunday. Similarly, for a jnani, dharma becomes his second nature and therefore, avrijinaha, a dharmic guru, is one of the very important qualifications for a guru. The third qualification, he says, akamahataha. Kamaha, we know, worldly desires, materialistic desires. think it's time now. We will see more of it in the next class. We will start with Akamurata. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Dhanyawad. Thank you very much, everyone.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
ధన్యవాద
ధన్యవాదాలు
గురుజీ. హరి ఓం.
హరి ఓం.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Guruji,
Yeah.
now, you mentioned about selection of guru. Okay, qualities are all being enunciated. However, for a guru to select his disciple or student, it is easy for him. Because he will also have certain parameters which he has in his selection process, he has got to fit into that, he selects. However, for a disciple to select a guru is a big task. If there is a single guru, then he has no problem. But if there are multiple gurus, how does he make the selection? Like in a hospital, when you go, if there are 10 specialists for the same specialization, you make a lot of inquiries. How is this fellow? How is this? Whom to go? Like that. But when there are multiple gurus, how do you narrow down as to whom you should go to?
See, the word guru, which is used in the context of our scriptures, that word has become so diluted today that even in an auto rickshaw driver is called guru in Chennai. So today we have this confusion because there are so many self-styled gurus. They call themselves gurus, right?
Absolutely correct.
Sometimes they will use the word Sat also, add that to the word guru. But the point we have to note is, for a student, if he understands, when he goes through, let's say the starting point, he goes through Tattva Bodha. There, there is a, because I can tell you one thing, you can make a very big difference. Many gurus today who call themselves gurus, they are all yoga gurus, not Vedanta gurus. You will find them talking more about, this Ashtanga yoga, do this chakras business and do meditation and all those kind of a thing. Their focus is more on Ashtanga yoga. Through Ashtanga yoga, they became gurus, and because Vedanta and these things are all very saleable commodities today, in between, in their talks and all, they will include a little bit of Vedanta knowledge also. They have not studied under a Parampara Vedantic guru. Oh, you ask them, some mantras from Upanishads, they will not know. They will quote Bhagavad Gita left and right, but they will not know what is the total message of Bhagavad Gita. So once a student becomes very interested, suppose you want to become a doctor. I will actually give you an example. You want to become a doctor. Now, you talk to people and all that who have become doctors, who are aspiring to become doctors. You ask them, what is the way? I want to become a doctor. I want to become the best doctor. Not just any doctor, best doctor. So they will tell, as I said, you have to do this, study these subjects and do this examination and things like that and all that. Right? Then, once you have actually gained this qualification, passed the examination, which very flying colors, good marks and all that, will you seek admission in any Tom, Dick and medical college? What you will do, which is the best medical college? Because I want to become the best doctor, I will go for a best medical college. So I will then make an inquiry. from people who have studied which college is good. Not the hundreds of medical colleges which are opened up for purpose of capitation fees. They are only shops. They are not colleges. So you will find out. There is a process you will involve. If you are serious about it, I'm telling you. Then you'll say, okay, I hear that Harvard Medical College is the best in the world. Can I get admission to that Harvard Medical College? Probably yes, probably no. Fees is very high. Can I afford it? Okay. Harvard Medical is not there. What is the next best? Within India, what is the best medical college? Like that, you will make inquiry. So if you come to the Vedanta, subject matter and interact with other people who are teachers, you will come to know the best place to get Vedantic knowledge is Rishikesh. Rishikesh is the seat of learning Vedanta. There are many good ashrams are there. Swami Chinmayananda's ashram. Second thing also, of course, is there. You will also come to know who are the gurus who have been there. You will hear the name of Swami Vivekananda. You will hear the name of Swami Chinmayananda. You will hear the name of Swami Dayananda Saraswati. It's like that in the north also, there are many gurus, many swamis who are very good in Vedanta teaching. So it's a process. The student also, like you said, guru also goes through a process. A student also goes through a process. He will select. Because we are, in fact, I also, it so happened that everything came together in my case. Not that I did a very deliberate kind of a thing. But again, that is another aspect. If you are a serious seeker, things will happen. Right guru will come before you, and that is what Acharya after Acharya promises. You don't need to go too much into research of guru. If you are a serious seeker of moksha, if you are a serious seeker of liberation, at the right time, the right guru will come before you. This question will be a non-question rather. I have personally experienced it. I wanted to study long-term course, Chinmaya mission in Bombay, in Powai. And I tried my best. I talked to some Swamijis there.
Okay.
But they discouraged me. They said, you are too old. You are 60 years old. You can't, we want, it is better for you to just attend some camps and things like that and all. And that is when, because of my keen interest, I went to Swami Dayananda Saraswati.
Okay.
So that guru automatically came before me. I was not supposed to go to Chinmayananda mission gurus to learn. I was supposed to go to Swami Dayananda Saraswati and learn.
That is a vidhi. That is a vidhi.
Learn from his discipline. It came automatically to me. I didn't have to go and do research that who is the best teacher and all. And I found that the teaching in Anakatti Ashram is equivalent to a Harvard Medical College. It's such a beautiful, intensive teaching. 3.5 years you undergo that teaching, but it's really worth it. Today I am able to impart that knowledge to you. Use whatever little bit skills, teaching skills that I have, and talk to you for the last 3 years. I have been conducting these classes only because of that. So this is a two-way method. One is the student goes, he is a serious seeker. Once the seriousness is there, as I told, I have been telling always, when you have a very, very sincere, keen desire in your mind, that desire is conveyed to the prapancha. It is just like the internet that works. I can assure you this happens. It is desire to the prapancha. What is prapancha? Prapancha is nothing but Ishvara. We have seen it again and again. The whole cosmos is Ishvara. And as Paul Coelho says, the cosmic forces, they conspire to make it happen. It will depend upon your seriousness, your commitment, your shraddha, I want to do it at any cost. I am prepared to actually compromise with some of my materialistic comforts even to get that. And that is why from a 4-bedroom, 4,500 square feet bungalow, for 3.5 years, I spent my life in 10 by 10 room with an attached toilet.
Room.
10 by 10 is the size of the room, which has got one cot, one table, one chair, one fan. That's it. Not even an almari to keep your books and clothes. Everything you have to manage somewhere. On the wall, there is one, with wood, this stone kind of, steps. There you have to keep your books, you have to keep your clothes, all your things you have to keep there. 3.5 years. So you must be prepared for that. You can't say, no, I've been living in a big bungalow. I can't come and stay here. How can I stay here? You have been eating very lovely food cooked by your wife and your mother all along. There you have to go and eat whatever they give you. So these things are all we have to understand. Once you have that commitment, the Guru automatically will come to you. Don't worry at all. But one should do one's due diligence in the sense that whether this Guru is from Parampara. Because Vedanta is a Parampara teaching. Sadashiva Samarambham, we start, right? It starts with Dakshinamurti in the form of. So then we say Veda Vyasa. Next big Acharya. Well, it's not that Veda Vyasa after Dakshinamurti directly came. Veda Vyasa also learned from his gurus, whose name we do not know. Veda Vyasa is famous because of the work that he did with the Vedas. Then the next comes Adi Shankara as a guru in our Parampara. Then we have got other gurus, and modern we talk about Swami Chinmayananda, his Shishya Swami Dayananda Saraswati, his Shishya Swami Paramarthananda ji, his Shishya Swami Omkarananda ji. All these people, we are sure that they don't have any personal axe to grind. And one more important thing, whenever you are looking at a guru or evaluating a guru, just to check whether this guru is doing all these things with some personal motive or not. If he is doing some personal motive, some commercial motive, wants to become very famous, there are gurus who will appear in Facebook and videos after videos will be there. Such people you can avoid carefully, because their job is only to collect money from the people.
Publicity.
So when we come across these kind of gurus who have got no personal axe to grind, we can actually establish the genuinity of these gurus who will be the teacher. So once we are into this, we will know how to approach it, who is a good guru. And in fact, Swami Vivekananda's story itself is there. He went to so many gurus. Lastly, he came upon Swami Ramakrishna Paramananda.
Ramakrishna Paramahamsa.
Yeah, Paramahamsa. Before that, he had gone to so many gurus and he was not satisfied. So, this guru, search for guru also, the right guru also, is a very important activity for a serious Shishya, for a seeker.
Shishya.
So, that's a both-way process. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Guruji.
Thank you. Namaskar. Yes, Sulekha ji. Namaste.
Namaste, Guruji. I just wanted to thank you for that explanation and the question from Krishna Narayana ji. I think what you had said too, that the Guru appears when the student is ready, and the student can be ready at different stages. There may be say, for example, before a Harvard medical inclination, there may be, the kindergarten stage, the elementary school stage where you're just learning a little bit about things. And so when the guru has the knowledge as well as the ability to teach, and the student is ready, then the teacher appears. I have also experienced that myself. And I'm very grateful for the way that you have explained everything. I don't have a particular question. It resonated with me what you had said. And I appreciate how you said it, because it also gives a great amount of encouragement that this is the path and this is the journey, and I appreciate it. So my namaskarams
Hari Om.
and pranams to you. Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you. Hari Om. Any other question? Anybody else? No. No hands are going up, so I will close this session and we'll meet in next week. Hari Om. Thank you all very much.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
Hari Om.
ಗುರುಜಿ.
Thank you.
ಹರಿ ಓಂ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಮಹೋದಯ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you.